Yo, what's up, guys? It's the Insane Game Freak here, Schizomanic. We're not doing a movie review this week because not everyone was available, but there is a particular special we probably needed to do. None of us wanted to do it, which is part of the reason why you only get the core today of me, Tyrone, and Richie. Hi, Richie. How are you, sir?
Get me out.
Hi, Tyrone. How are you, sir?
I find it weird how the last movie review we all did together was Master of Illusions, and now we're doing Master of Mirage.
We planned it
Like,
out.
we're never going to get a grip on reality.
We planned this out. It was years in the making. Not really, because fuck
Right.
that.
I know one reality we can grip on.
Hey, listen, we're not going to do this right yet. Not yet. There's only three of us. Relax. Tyrone, Tyrone.
That would require spoiling it.
Tyrone plot summary. I don't.
Wow, we're not even going to say the title of what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I guess we should do that. What is the full title? I don't. Dude,
it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon Mirage Mastermind.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's the Mastermind of
Mirage. And I believe
Pokemon.
This is the 10th anniversary.
Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon.
And this is the 10th anniversary special, I believe.
Yeah. We mentioned that while you were dead.
Okay, fuck it. Just do the goddamn summary.
Yeah, got it. Pokemon Mastermind Mirage Pokemon. So, in this, Ash gets a letter of invitation from Dr. Young for his amazing Pokemon training skills. You're going to hear that a lot, by the way. So, when Ash goes to visit Dr. Young, he ends up seeing that Misty and Professor Oak are there as well. They were invited because Misty wants to be a test subject for this experiment that Dr. Young has as well. And Professor Oak is invited because of his vast research on Pokemon. Dr. Young then appears and introduces himself and states that he made a state-of-the-art Pokemon Mirage simulation system, able to simulate pretty much any Pokemon down to its very DNA, its movements, its attacks, its breathing habits, everything. So, because of this, he wants to test out these power on our trainers. Misty's the first to battle him using Staryu and ends up getting beat by Aggron because Aggron can use moves that Aggron doesn't normally know. Basically, at this point, we can consider that Dr. Young has hacked his game and made done an AR code for his Pokemon.
Oh my God.
But in all seriousness, his Mirage Pokemon are allowed to use pretty much any attack, no matter what the circumstances are. So when Ash goes to fight off against Aggron, though, it ends up malfunctioning. Because it ends up malfunctioning, the Mirage Pokemon go crazy and kidnap Dr. Young under the control of Mirage Master. Now, Mirage Master shows that he wants nothing more but to kidnap the data behind the Pokemon. Professor Oak ends up getting kidnapped after trying to hold them off so that Ash and the others can escape. Ash and the others escape the Mirage Master's fortress, only to go right back in it with Ash and Misty going in first as the front line, with May and Max being standby, and Brock just the plot didn't know what to do with him, so they just sort of threw him out in order to tell Nurse Joy about what's going on. So at that point, when Ash and Misty go in, though, they end up getting knocked out, and Pikachu ends up getting kidnapped by some Mirage Pokemon. It's here that we also see that Mew is available, but it seems that Mew is a Mirage Pokemon, much like the other Mirage Pokemon, but it is different in the sense that it has a different behavioral pattern than the Mirage Pokemon that Mastermind has. He calls it a flawed Pokemon and tells it to leave, and it flees. It catches up with Ash and Misty, and when Ash seems to have lost Misty during all the confusion of fighting off the Mirage Pokemon, Misty ends up getting saved by May, who comes in much later. Max follows suit after that, and when they face off against Mirage Master again, they see that he's kidnapped Pikachu so that it can take all of the memory that it's had of meeting up with several legendary Pokemon. And yes, they end up taking clips from various Pokemon movies to get up to this point. After that, they end up accumulating all this data together, and Professor Oak ends up giving the password so that Pikachu can't get hurt anymore. This password gives access to Professor Oak's laboratory, thus all the data goes inside of the Mirage system, creating a Mewtwo, but a Mewtwo that's able to use pretty much any attack necessary. Because of this, Mastermind Mirage is stronger than ever, and he launches a bunch of systems that can stretch out the radius in which Mirage Pokemon could be used, because originally they can only be used in the fortress, which in Dr. Young's laboratory. Now they can be used pretty much anywhere since they've been launched in all different areas. At this point also, we learned that the Mirage Master is Dr. Young, which... oh, holy shit. At that point, though, once they find this out, they see that Mew is there. And since Mew is technically part of the Mirage data, along with the other Mirage Pokemon, it's able to basically corrupt Mewtwo, holding it down for a while, giving Ash and Pikachu the time they need to use Volt Tackle, knock out Mewtwo, and kill it. But the downside is that they have to say bye to Mewtwo, because Mew is part of the Mirage system as well. Once they say bye to Mew, they basically look forward. And Dr. Young escapes, by the way. He doesn't even get caught. He just says, "I'll be back," and then leaves. And that's the end we see of him, and that's it. It's over.
What a fucking waste of time, yo.
So you say Mewtwo can use every move, huh?
I mean...
Fuck you, Richie.
Maybe for his next move, he can actually make this special worth watching.
Fuck you, Richie.
Wow.
I had to.
No, you did. No, you didn't.
Damn.
I don't know where my thoughts are with this thing, because I don't... What is this supposed to be? A waste of fucking time? Because it is.
I have some thoughts.
At 10th anniversary.
Go for it, Mr. Man. You got it.
That's all.
Go for it.
I have some thoughts. Because, you know what? This is terrible. It's terribly written. It's terribly dubbed, no matter which version you watch, by the way. It's rushed. You can tell it's rushed. But you know what? There are some interesting ideas inside of it. It just unfortunately executes them terribly. I like the idea of a simulated Pokemon that can use any attack. It's just Mewtwo again. And that's what fucks with me. It's like, oh, we haven't seen this before. Mewtwo being the strongest Pokemon. Yeah, that's been used a billion times. I liked the backstory of Dr. Young being expelled from the University of Pokemon Research because of his harsh and cruel methods of trying to conduct his research upon Pokemon. The reason that this doesn't work out so well, though, is because Professor Oak knows who Dr. Young is very well. So when Ash is invited to see Dr. Young and the others, and Professor Oak is there, if Professor Oak knows all of this already, then why the hell didn't he say anything sooner? Why the hell did he just leave Ash and the others? Since yeah, go for it, Ash. Fucking fight, Dr. Young.
Plot convenience, that's why.
It's just like they wrote this in as an all of a sudden. Because I actually do like the twist that Dr. Young is the Mirage Master. I like this because he stages his own kidnapping. Dr. Young ends up getting kidnapped by Aerodactyl. So you don't think that Dr. Young is the Mirage Master. The only one who actually knows this is Professor Oak. And he knows it on such a very intuitional level. He knows it because of one little line that the Mirage Master says that nobody would have ever stopped to think about. It's like the special has some interesting ideas, just not enough time to execute them properly, I think. So I'm not as mad at it as you guys are. It's trash, no matter what. It's just, it's trash with the potential of something interesting.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Why is it trash in Japanese? Because you said it's trash. You said it's trash no matter which way you watch it. Why is it trash in Japanese?
I think
because a language can't fix bad plot.
Oh, I thought you meant the dub was bad in Japanese.
Well, I mean, there's some dubs of it, no?
No, I'm saying no matter what version, what language you watch this in, a bad plot's a bad plot. The reason the plot's bad is because it's executed terribly. But I like the idea that there's an evil Pokemon professor out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
The plot twist to me was a little bit too obvious, but whatever.
So you knew that the Mirage Master was Dr. Young the whole time.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, and some creativity would have been nice.
I mean, how was it obvious then?
Because it's one of those things where it's a 10th anniversary special. They always do, every Pokemon anime ever tends to have one-off characters. For me, I was more inclined to believe that it was probably going to be Dr. Young than an actual new character, because it was 42 minutes and they didn't have enough time to introduce another character and justify it that way.
Okay, so you looked at the timestamp and kind of deduced everything from outside of the realm of the show.
But it was one of those things that I feel like the justification for that is so contrived. Because, like, realistically, why make a fake persona and do that when you could have just, like, nicely tricked Oak into giving you the password? Like, what I mean?
Oh yeah, the password's red-green, by the way. It's a little reference.
That's the cool thing. That's the other cool thing about it. There are a few references. The fact that we get to see clips from the movie and that it acknowledges the movie canon to some degree. But why go through the persona? Why not just, like... Because I think he would have gave you the access to the data if you had shown... Also, there should have been more hints in the beginning, like, I'm glad to see you didn't take what happened at the Institute is hard in the early. And he's like, yeah, I've gotten over that. And then later on you find out, no, he hasn't gotten over that.
Right, yeah.
There should have been, there should have been more of a consistent build-up, and I don't necessarily care for the... It's just not... The Mirage Pokemon concept is not interesting because it's based off of the idea that, oh, in this particular field, I can have these broken-ass Pokemon fight and be the best versions of themselves.
I can have game-hacked Pokemon, yeah.
Like, it's just not... It's already not an interesting concept. Also, Mew's never properly explained, so that's an issue in my opinion.
It has a soul, even though it's a computer program. Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
So that's a fucking time for me personally.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, I like the idea of it's sort of a Dr. Wily situation, only in Pokemon to me. So it has the template to be great. It just unfortunately fails in all aspects. Everything's rushed. Characters end up displaying very quick character traits. None of them were really necessary. Ash only used Pikachu for that battle against Mewtwo. Everybody else uses Pokemon, but they're just for generic attacks. The setting is only two places, inside the laboratory and outside the laboratory. For 42 minutes, they didn't have much to work with, so they had to just sort of rush it. Yeah, it's very... I think it's just rushed.
I don't even say it's rushed. I think it's just contrived. It's like we couldn't think of a legit plot for how we wanted to do this. So...
This felt like an intern plot.
Yeah, it's almost like, oh, here's the shit. We need a filler. Fuck, what do we do?
Let's go ask Carl the intern.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's an intern. It's one of those, what about a scientist, a new doctor? A new doctor, he has his own special Pokemon research. It's about, like, fake Pokemon, but they're real, but they're not real. But Mewtwo has a soul, but we, because it's Pokemon, but we don't know how he has a soul. Like, it feels like it was the base idea for a movie that never got made. And so they just turned it into a special.
They were like, can we make this movie? And they were like, yeah, but you can only make it 42 minutes. And you can't use any of the anime budget that you would use for a movie.
And you're just in there like, what the fuck?
Right, shit. I will say I'll appreciate a little bit of the soundtrack, though. Like, I know at the beginning they used the...
yeah, there's a lot of movie soundtracks.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, yeah.
I can respect it. It's honestly just a contrived way of, here's Misty with Max and May again. That's why you have that sequence in which May and Misty are together for a little bit. Because best girls are best girls.
I thought that was pretty nice.
It's just not...
It's glaring to me, like I said, like the one plot hole is that it's glaring to me that Professor Oak just shows up.
Wait, did you, like, slap your knee or something? Did you clap when that happened?
No.
Okay, I heard, like, a thud as soon as you said something, and I was like, did he, like, smack his knee like, Eureka?
No.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
No, I was like, it's glaring to me that, like, this whole backstory of him being expelled from the university shows up, and it's like, if you knew all of that, then why didn't you call him out then and there? Is it because no movie would have happened if you did? Like,
Plot convenience. That's why.
What's going on?
I think the biggest issue is that this is genuinely like a real waste of time. Like there's no real reason.
No other way to put it.
There's no real reason to watch this. I mean, it's not even good. I would have said watch the special in Hoenn if you wanted like a good Ash, Misty, May, Max, Brock story. It's not even a good special for that. And then they try to get me to care when Mew gets deleted, quote unquote, and I'm like, I just don't give a shit. Is that bad?
Well,
I don't know. I just don't.
No,
give a shit.
That's really not.
It's very sad too when they get all the characters together only to pick them off once the special starts getting to its plot. It's just like, oh, we're all together, and the villain has done his thing. Brock, go away, go away.
Is that how are we showing him off with the cane? Is that what we're doing?
Right. It's the minute they all get together, it's like, oh, well, Brock, go tell Officer Jenny, and by that we mean leave the special for a good 30 minutes. He's like, but the special's 40 minutes. Leave.
You're not getting paid for it, by the way.
I just don't think it's handled well. Like there were better ways for him to extract the information. The Mirage Pokemon are only interesting in concept, not necessarily as like it's not interesting enough as a movie idea because it's not taken as far as it could have been. And then, oh look, here's an excuse to have Mewtwo in the fucking film again. And listen, 20 years later and we're still tired of seeing this fucking creature. You didn't learn your lesson, I see. Stupid fucks. And
why Mew? Like, why couldn't they show off like Jirachi again or Manaphy or something else?
Because when you're an anniversary special, that gives you a cop-out excuse of not trying as hard. I'm not required to try because it's the 10th anniversary, which means all I need to do is show you Ash turn his hat backwards. I need to show Pikachu doing something cool, some pseudo romantic shit with him and the girl of the film, and a legendary Pokemon everyone loves to death, supposedly, and maybe fucking Charizard.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot and a little at the same time.
I would say I'm surprised I've hit a wall. I literally. We haven't been talking that long, and I literally don't have anything else worth saying about this fucking thing.
I don't either.
It's 42 minutes, and like most of the shit here is not interesting. Or like
it's 42 minutes, and it oddly feels like it was only 20 minutes long. Why is that? Where's the other 20 minutes going to?
I don't know where the fuck. I guess because everything's kind of. Well, I wouldn't even say it's dragged out. Would you say it's more? It feels rushed than anything else. Right?
It feels more rushed than dragged out. So I'm trying to figure out where this air of time went.
I think it's more rushed.
I guess because there's a bunch of dumb sequences, like when Misty falls off the bridge, or the weird labyrinth area in the castle. They have her be like, "I'm the Cerulean City Gym Leader. This isn't gonna stop me." And she's hanging on to the bridge. And what does she decide to do? She takes one arm off the bridge to grab her purse, or whatever the fuck, or her satchel, and then proceeds to fall before May catches her. And the first thing I was sitting there thinking was, why in the fuck did you let go? Why did you? What did you think was gonna happen when you put all the weight on one arm? This is me. This is Nick.
She probably thought the idea. Yeah, she probably thought the idea was to get a Pokemon to assist her, but she lost her grip. I don't know.
It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
The whole thing is just stupid. Like, I think it's one of those moments I feel like I've hit the wall where I'm like, this is just dumb.
Yeah, I think I'm the most positive one here, and even I'm like,
and that's not saying much.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, and I'm not trying to like, I can't. There's nothing I can really do about it. I don't. Pikachu used Volt Tackle. That was pretty cool.
I keep forgetting the order of him switching moves. Volt Tackle was his Hoenn move, right?
Well,
that
end of towards the Battle Frontier version of Hoenn.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
I guess Iron Tail was his Hoenn move, and then he gained Volt Tackle.
Volt Tackle, like in Battle Frontier.
And then he switched to. Did he have Volt Tackle?
Electro Ball and Best Wishes.
So in Diamond and Pearl, he kept the same moveset.
Yeah, he kept Volt Tackle the whole time.
Okay,
yeah, because he was learning. He only knew Iron Tail, Quick Attack, Thunderbolt, and Thunder in Hoenn for a while. It wasn't until Best Wishes, towards the end of Best Wishes, that he was learning both. So like sometimes Volt Tackle would work and sometimes it wouldn't.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then by Sinnoh, Pikachu mastered it.
The same thing with Iron Tail, because he trained with Iron Tail originally a lot.
Yeah, and it didn't master Iron Tail until he fought Roxanne, I believe.
It was that early?
That's what the Iron Tail was for, right? It was for Roxanne.
I didn't realize it was that early in the season.
Yeah, he wanted Pikachu to use Iron Tail so that he could fight Roxanne's rock types.
I just feel like there were more episodes of him trying to get it done, and that's why I find it crazy. Huh. When the hell
I think he had these weird patterns of working and not working again, too.
That's why I was trying to figure out. A lot of his Hoenn Pokemon have weird quirks like that. Like his fucking, like when his Grovyle evolved into Sceptile and he didn't know how to use attacks for a while.
Yeah.
This is weird. Hoenn's a weird. So I love it, but sometimes it was just fucking weird about how it chose to do its weird progression. Sorry, we got on a tangent. This is what happens when the special isn't really
interesting.
Well, I mean, like I don't want
nor
to.
engaging.
I feel like I'm dragging this out because I feel like it doesn't. I feel like what was the point of having all three of us here to have this conversation? If the main conversation about the film is like what 10 minutes long or some shit, like it just feels like
because you viewers at home wanted it.
Yeah, but I feel like if we're gonna do it, like there's nothing else to say, is there?
Well, let's. And I think we already talked about this briefly. What do you guys think would have made for a better version of this?
Better writing.
I don't think I
to
like.
Well, Richie, that's a very vague statement. Wow.
I also don't think. I don't think this is a good concept. That's I feel like you should
engaging plot.
I feel like you should have scrapped this and gone back to the drawing board.
Or that too.
Like I said, because I think they had something going with the evil professor situation. Most of the professors that Ash and the others see are pretty, like, they're good. No, I don't think they've ever, like, with the exception of Colress, but that's a difference.
Actually, in that case, better execution
than anything.
You're right. He's more, and in the video game, he's not even evil. He's neutral. He's a neutral party.
He's just kind of crazy.
He just does what he feels is necessary for his research to progress. Whereas in this special, Dr. Young's evil. He puts on a facade like he's good for all of 2 minutes, and then he turns evil. But I like the idea that there's a professor that got expelled from a university of researching Pokemon. Like, I don't think they've ever played around with that before. So
yeah, but I would agree.
It got wasted here, unfortunately.
They didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. It's just like, you got it. Well, okay, and then in the end, Dr. Young escapes. They never catch him. That's the more eyebrow-raising moment in the special to me, is like, this is the first time where the villain either didn't get arrested or didn't suddenly turn good. He's still out there. He's still doing shit. But they never address him ever again.
Locked into the flames.
So, were they cocky enough to believe that there would be a follow-up to this? Because
I don't think so.
I don't know what the thought process was behind.
Then why did they let Young escape? They might have just put him in jail.
Like I said, I don't know what the thought process was. What for this whole thing was in the first place. It almost feels like they didn't have an idea.
Like I said, well, why would they let him escape then? I mean, he didn't even die like Hunter J.
Listen, we don't confirm that, all right? I think some people would take that personally if you.
Okay, I'm sorry. He didn't die like Lysander.
Why is that better?
Because Lysander actually died. Like that he died. There's no questioning that he got killed.
I mean, is there a gravestone for him?
No, nobody. No, he's evil. The giant sea in the middle of the wasteland is his grave.
Oh goodness.
Because Zygarde used that final attack. That giant Z on the middle of the ground is his grave.
To be fair, this is a spoiler. I want that to be stated.
Wow. Yeah, sorry. Spoiler for a show that ended, like, what, 5 years ago?
Is X and Y been over for that long?
3 years
3
ago.
years ago. Yeah, 3 years, sorry.
It ain't been that damn long. Jesus Christ. I need to go back and rewatch that probably.
Well, 3 years ago. I just forget. KG and I got together, started talking about X and Y episodes 5 years ago, and that was when it was still running. So, in my back of my mind, I always think 5. But, oh god, it's Mewtwo to me. It's like, well, it's a lot of things, but Mewtwo being the villain again is what really just bugs the shit out of me.
You just have no patience, sorry.
I mean, this year's not going to be any better.
I'm surprised. You hate Mewtwo more than I do.
Yeah, but
you hate Mewtwo and Charizard.
Okay, first of all, I don't hate
How
Charizard.
dare you.
I'm just sick of.
You're over it.
I'm over Charizard. That's my thought process.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That's
Mewtwo
acceptable.
I hate because I never thought Mewtwo was interesting from the get go. The other problem with Mewtwo here is that it's quote unquote not Mewtwo, even though it's Mewtwo kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's an excuse. He's in so many specials, yo. He's in specials.
Right. They need to put him, they need to give him his precious screen time.
I mean, think about it. At the 10-year anniversary, he was already in 4 movies? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mewtwo Returns, the first movie.
Yeah, which he got his own special because of the, yeah.
Then he got a special. Am I missing one? Oh, and then the Mewtwo Returns special, right?
Yes. He got the first movie, Mewtwo Returns, and then he got this, and I think that is it.
So it might just be 3.
Yeah, it's just 3, but it's Mewtwo's so prominent, it feels like he's the final boss in Pokemon Stadium. He's the final boss in Red, Blue, and Yellow. Mewtwo's everywhere, so it's hard to really avoid him.
He's the whore of the Pokemon franchise, you might say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
At least, and Lucario hasn't shown. Well, Lucario's shown up, but Lucario isn't in this generation. So they probably were let's use Mewtwo.
No, because Mewtwo's Gen 4. I mean, Lucario's Gen 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I mean, he was in Lucario Mystery of Mew, but at that point, I guess they were we already used him for a movie. We can't use him again, can we?
You say that, and then you saw a movie.
And then they put in Mewtwo.
Then you saw movie 22's preview and went, "Oh, we have no shame."
Right.
Fuck you.
We dirty whores.
So yeah, and then I guess. I think we've worn out I think we beat this dead horse.
Yeah, listen.
There's nothing else to say.
After a certain point, the Rapidash is just dead. We can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I guess.
So what do you think would have been a better plot then?
None of this. None of it.
For a 10th anniversary special, what do you think?
It's hard because we're in the middle of Hoenn. This thing takes place this probably takes place during Battle Frontier, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, the Pikachu learning Volt Tackle thing. Yeah.
So if it takes place,
they fucked the time out for that one.
Honestly, I don't think there was really anything you should have done for the 10th anniversary because there wasn't a lot you could. To me, we'd already seen Misty this generation. There wasn't a lot of fan service you could really do that I would have been perfectly okay with. It hadn't been long enough. Now, if you did something now, where you got to see Brock, Silent, Misty,
this would have been great timing.
May, Iris, now a 20th anniversary, it's fucking worth it. A 10th one, there wasn't a lot that would have gotten me excited even then.
I would have liked to see if this had to happen. If we had to form it up.
I like how you make it sound like it's a Mom, I don't want to do it anyway. You're fucking doing it. Oh.
Right. If we had
Mom, but I don't wanna.
Yeah, if they were forced to write something, I wouldn't have minded a tournament. A tournament between Ash and the Ash, May, Misty, Brock, a couple other trainers we may be familiar with, and then some mysterious trainer we don't know about using Mirage Pokemon to his advantage.
That would have been Also, the one thing we know, I know the one thing we should have addressed, and you actually reminded me of it. What the fuck what was up with the animation in this thing?
Inconsistent.
It was like an episode, but lower quality.
Yeah, like, what the fuck was going on?
I'll say this: it's better than Scuffle of Legends.
You piece of shit.
Scuffle of Legends.
Yeah, the girl and Kyogre episode.
Oh crap! I erased it from my head.
Tyrone, get the cane and pull Richie out of here.
Oh god.
He's being an ass because he brought up some bullshit.
Yeah, it was very terrible. It's like, and also, isn't this our introduction to? No, they use different voice actors at first, and then they use the Pokemon Company voice actors for this.
Wait, are there two different dubs for this?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
two different English dubs for this.
I haven't heard the other one then.
Sarah Natachini does the other dub.
That's the one I heard.
Shit.
Yeah, and then the other one is an earlier version that was on Kids WB, and it's it's awful.
It's terrible. I watched that one.
I got amazing Pokemon training skills.
Oh my god.
That sounds pretty close. That sounds pretty close to the one I listened to, though.
Right, Ash's voice sounded. Well, that's because I think that was Sarah Natachini's first. Like,
really?
She's doing Ash.
Yeah, I think that was her first shot. Because remember,
that was her first shot.
How many cigarettes did she smoke?
No, because that special was included with Lucario Mystery Mew DVD.
Yes.
If you bought it, because I have it, if you bought it, you got it as a dual pack. So that probably was her first time voicing him.
Yeah, how was her first take? Yes. And it's such a weird mix because Veronica Taylor is in the Lucario movie.
Wait, is she?
Veronica Taylor is in the Lucario movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah, she is.
You mean the old dub is what you meant?
Yeah, so it jumps from the 4Kids dub to the Pokemon Company dub in one weird, awkward transition.
Well, that's why you're not supposed to watch them together.
Yeah.
I still have that stupid disc. I don't know. I need to burn it.
God.
I need to burn it.
No, keep it in a museum.
Where's the museum?
Don't even put it in a museum. Put it in the trash.
Where's the museum?
You have to, like, this is evil incarnate. Like,
is this the Millennium Eye?
Yeah, it's just evil.
Yep.
Don't touch it. If you touch it, you'll get corrupted.
No.
I found the double pack you were talking about, by the way.
Yeah, that's the one I own. Do the Mermaid Man thing when you talk about evil.
Evil! Evil!
Wait, if Tyrone's Mermaid Man, who's Barnacle Boy?
You, Richie.
Richie.
Shit. Aw.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, technically, in the context,
you're smarter, right?
Yeah, in the context of the show, you're fine. I mean, what's the problem?
But I think we should wrap it up, right?
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
We're talking about SpongeBob, for fuck's sakes.
Rating then, Richie. What's your rating?
Why are we wasting our time doing this?
What do you want me to do?
Give it a 0 and move on.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. 0.
Taro, they can't see that, Richie. Taro.
Really? 0.1.
You bitch.
God damn it.
I like the idea that there's an evil professor. That's like the one thing it's got going for it. So I'm gonna move on. It's executed terribly, but I love the idea that there's a professor out there that's an asshole.
I apologize in advance, but this is the most ghetto fucking one we've done. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be contrarian and give it a 0.2 negative.
What? Oh. I was about to say that's
oh, God.
higher than mine, and then you went lower than what's necessary. Okay.
I'm a disrespectful piece of... It's a waste of fucking time, folks. There is nothing, and I mean that. There is nothing of value here. It doesn't
nothing even lasts long enough for you to really, like, reflect on it. So it leaves
the minute
to show up.
Listen. Even, like, for giving an example, X and Y has some sections in it that I don't personally care for. But guess what? I'll at least rewatch it for the animation. You can't even do that here, yo.
No, you can't.
And good news is, if you like the music, go pull up the movie soundtracks, because that's where they came from.
Yeah.
Well, actually, funny enough, I recognized one of the tracks when the movie went Japanese version. When
You should.
well, I mean, yeah, of course. I was actually listening to the track, then I listened to the dub, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've heard this before. So,
They use
the
Lance and Red's theme at that one point, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was all Japanese music apparently.
It wasn't worth anything else.
Even the Japanese music can't save the special. That's how fucked it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say only so much. KG gave it a 0 too, if you guys care.
No, he didn't. He just picked
that's
an
Oh.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Wow. So yeah, it's just I really wish that there was something to salvage here, but it sadly isn't.
We've been digging its grave all too long. It's time to throw it in the garbage and end this song.
Did we do Raikou the Legend of Thunder?
No, we did not.
No.
Oh, okay. I think Raikou the Legend of Thunder is better than this.
Isn't that do we count that as Chronicles?
Yes.
It's kinda, yes.
It kind of.
I like how you're conflicted about it.
Well, because I don't know, because to count it as Chronicles means you are like it revolves around Ash's friends, but none of these people are Ash's friends. They're just people that are in except for like what's the kid with the Meganium?
What kid?
The guy with the Meganium.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison fights Ash in the league.
Oh, sorry, I'm having.
Yeah.
I had a moment where it was like,
you're good, brother.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I flashed back to Johto, and that was a weird time period for me.
Yeah, but
I felt like all I was seeing was crystals, but I don't know why.
Yeah, this special just it got no identity. It's just it exists, and therefore it is.
So the way we're gonna end this is simple. The special sucks. The animation sucks.
Don't watch it.
Characters suck. The CGI is okay.
I forgot there was CGI.
It's only in there for like a second. It's the sequence where all the Pokemon heads pop up on Mewtwo's body.
Oh yeah,
that shit looked so weird to me as a kid.
It does look weird.
It still looks weird. There's a Tropius that comes out of Mewtwo's hands and shoots hyper beams. It's fucking weird.
They didn't even have the decency to make the Mewtwo look different than a regular Mewtwo.
Relax, Tyrone.
They can make a Shadow Lugia in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, but they can't make a freaking. Never mind.
First off, that wasn't Game Freak. That was Intelligent Systems. Is what did that.
I know. I'm just saying, like that's what ideas you got rolling around. And here for this one, he's like, I'm gonna make the most powerful Pokemon in the world. And it's like it's fucking Mewtwo, the same shit y'all saw already.
But stick an Arcanine head in its chest.
Right.
Do you like Rayquaza? No? Put him in his hand.
Oh, God.
I love Deoxys. They played that theme in there, too. That was interesting.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. And Tyrone has a seizure.
Let's end this. Let's end this.
Listen, let's leave.
We apologize and we thank you. I apologize for watching this. Pokemon Company needs to apologize and pay me for this atrocity.
Terrell, put this up on April Fool's, please.
What day is it? Oh, it's not April Fool's.
Yeah, it's in 2 days or 3 days.
That's in 2 days.
Should I lie and say it's something else then?
Yeah.
You can just put it up on Monday.
You just put a fake title just for that day, and then after that, put Mirage Masters April Fools.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I should be like, I'll title it the Pokemon X and Y review.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. This is great.
This is a set of minutes of my life I will never get back.
Life's a game, play to win. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you, Tyrone and Richie, for watching this bullshit. I appreciate it because you didn't have to.
As always.
And
I've got amazing Pokemon training skills.
Shut the fuck up.
And on that note,
Get me out.
And on that note, thank you and good night. Peace all.